Hey guys, welcome to another WoW Weekly with Myst. This week it's a pretty short one. So let's start with the way we always start these WoW Weeklies, and that is game events for the week. So the only thing really going on for this week is World Quests. So that is the weekly. World Quests is an easy one. What I suggest is on Tuesday when reset occurs, you just go to Borealis. Or, I always talk as an Alliance player. Go to your city, depending on if you're Alliance or Horde, and take the quest, and then basically it'll just complete on its own at the end of the week, as long as you're a person that does World Quests. Very easy weekly for this week. So yeah. Okay, so for my goals last week. So last week's goals was all leveling goals. So it was to level my Magyar Orc from level 35 to 50. I surpassed that. I actually got the Magyar Orc, which is a hunter, to 61. So definitely did good there. Got some good levels on that character this week. The Dark Iron Pally was also a goal, depending on if my group felt like leveling, and they did. They asked if we could level on the weekend. It was off of stream, but yeah. So the goal there was 71 to 80. That goal was almost accomplished, actually. When we logged out that night, I was 79. So it was damn close to 80. I'm 4 bars away from level 80. So definitely very close there. So I'd say goal-wise, I did pretty good this week. Yeah. So since it is a World Quests, and like I said, you don't even have to focus World Quests, I'm going to put some more leveling into the picture. My team has already mentioned that they would like to level for the weekend. So we will make the goal, since I'm level 79, we'll make the goal 79 to 90. And for the Magyar Orc, I would like to try to get some more levels on there. So we'll make the goal 70. So 61 to 70 for the Magyar Orc Hunter. And yeah. Also, another thing that I actually accomplished last week, but I forgot to put it in the WoW Weekly. Another goal that's been on the channel before, but it wasn't in there last week. But the Uldum rep, I did get that done, and I bought the mount, which you guys may have seen on the channel last week if you watch the channel regularly. Okay, so here's my rep here. So you can see that Uldum is exalted. It has been for a couple of weeks now. And Rajani is getting closer. It's nice to only really have to focus one now. I don't do much in Uldum anymore. I also, last week, if you watched the channel regularly, you may have noticed that I got the mount from Ishak. I got the mount from Corpse Eater. So the only thing really keeping me out in Uldum, other than, a couple of toys and stuff, is Rot Feaster. Rot Feaster is a horrible farm. I don't know. Like, I have absolutely no faith that I will have that mount before Shadowlands, just because of the timer on that guy. He is a 2-hour timer, which is perfectly fine for one character. But when you're trying to do that on alts, and you only get 2 days a week, basically, for him, It's just rough. It's really like you have to wait for that certain assault to be there, and then you got 2 days to put your all in. And that timer is just horrific. Yeah, so I am not sure if I will have that by Shadowlands, but I'm trying. But the attempt number is low because, I just don't have it in me to farm that on every single character. It's tough enough farming it on even 3 is tough. It's just rough. Okay, so that is the goals and the accomplishments for this week. Eventually, I will put Ashron back. I have been taking a break from that lately. It will probably come back when pre-patch shows up. It'll become a goal because at that point, leveling will vanish. And with leveling also being semi-fast in Shadowlands, once the leveling perk vanishes, I'll probably just stop leveling. That's probably when I'll take a break. A part of me really doesn't want to because I like having everything done before an expansion rolls around. But time-wise, the Shadowland experience is supposed to be just like the perk is, basically. So, and the perk's really fast. I can level many. Well, you guys have seen on stream, those that watch my streams, I level super fast with that perk. And so, so once the experience perk vanishes, which it will when pre-patch shows up, that's when I guess I'll just hold off my characters at that point and just level them in Shadowlands. The biggest reason I didn't want to hold it off is because I won't touch alts for like a year into Shadowlands. I know how I am. I know how Blizzard is with the constant, content. And I'm not totally sure even if it's an alt-friendly expansion, right? So if it isn't, then, it could be a really long time before I'm able to feel like I can hop over to alts. So it's one of the biggest reasons why I want to take advantage of the leveling right now, because right now, there's some stuff here and there that I want to get done before pre-patch, but other than that, I can level my heart out. So yeah. So anyway, without rambling too much on that topic, that is the goals. Yeah, lately I've just been kind of working on achievements, mount farming, and doing leveling. So let's move over to news. Okay, so for the first piece of news, I am going to screenshot this part because I don't feel like going over every single detail. But there has been some changes lately with some of the classes. They include the Feral Druid, Protection Warrior, some Priest changes, some changes to the Warlock, and some changes to the Rogue, both Sub and Outlaw. And as you can see, I have screenshotted them. They are showing on video right now. Feel free to pause if you need to. And you can go over whichever ones you want to look at. So that's our first piece of news. The second piece of news is changes to the guide mentor system. For those that are unaware of this, it's something I had mentioned probably a month or two ago. The requirements were kind of bad, to be honest. I even did a tweet regarding it. Okay, so here's the reply that I actually did to the original post back in July. And so I say, this is a great idea. I've already been helping many new players through their journey. The only thing is I find these prereqs way too easy. A new player with minimal knowledge can complete those requirements. I think a look at the armory would be a better judgment. Now, they obviously aren't going for a look at the armory, but they have upped it a bit. There's still one thing I disagree with, though. The original requirement was Pathfinder Part 1, level 60, and be in good standing. Now, the reason I thought that was horrible is because level 60 is easy, right? They're basically saying be max level, because level 60 in Shadowlands, right? So that part's easy, especially with fast leveling. And then the be in good standings is easy. I've been playing the game for 16 years, and I have always had my account in good standing. So if I can pull that off in 16 years, and I'm not a complete angel. I have said lots of things to lots of people. I have not always been good, So yeah, I think if I can keep a good standing, anyone can. And then Part 1 Pathfinder, you could just join and complete Part 1. Part 1's just exploring and stuff, so I found those to be really easy requirements. Now the requirements is level 50, so they actually lowered the level, but whatever, level 50 is fine. The 3000th quest completed. I highly agree with that one. I'd never thought of it myself when I made that reply to the tweet, but having 3000 quests completed means you have definitely put time into the game. And after years of playing, 3000 quests is nothing. So that definitely would show someone that you've been playing for a while. So I do like that one. Then it's 2 achievements earned of, and we have the Terrific Trio, reach maximum level with 3 different classes. Okay, so let me just put an example in here of how easy that is. My boyfriend, who at the time basically never played WoW, and he had a paladin to max level, and I believe that was his only character at max level. And then the leveling perk came in, and boom, he went on a leveling spree. He's done now. He's sick of leveling. But he went on a leveling spree. And keep in mind, this is someone who, installed WoW for the first time at the end of Legion. So, he now is more regular, but back at this point, he was not regular in WoW. So when the experience boost came out, he went and leveled a whack load of characters. I think he's got 5 or 6 characters now sitting at max level, or at least close to, and at least 3 of them are max level. So he would definitely have that Terrific Trio achievement. So that's one example. Really, right now, it is super easy to get max level with 3 different classes. The second one, earn the rank of rival during BFA Season 4. That one isn't too bad. BFA Keystone Conqueror Season 4. So that is for the mythic level 10 or higher within the time limit. Now, there were people saying that it should be 15s. I disagree. 15s are tough. I don't think we need to have elites being guides like this. We're not entering a fucking win $1 million contest over here. We don't need people to be the ultimate player, right? Having all 10s or higher is perfectly good enough. At 10, you have the level 10 affix. So I think that's perfect. I don't think it should be lower than that, because I think if you're going to give advice to someone regarding a mythic, I think you should have at least encountered a dungeon with the fourth affix, which you need a 10 or higher, right? So I think that's perfect, honestly. The waking dream is where I have the problem out of all these. And that is that it doesn't give a difficulty, right? So it says defeat Carapace of Enzoth and Enzoth encounters in Nyalotha. Now, without it giving a difficulty, that means you could go do LFR, and that would be one of your 2 achievements, which I think is bull. If you haven't noticed, they're kind of categorized for where people would ask questions, right? The terrific trio is, maybe tied into the 3,000 quests completed, right? People wondering, where should I quest? Stuff like that. The rival PvP questions, Keystone, Mythic questions, Waking Dream, rating questions. And you just can't answer those questions if you are an LFR raider. In a sense, LFR is almost tougher because you have to actually find people who listen, right? You're with pugs. It's almost harder to be in a group of people that aren't in voice, don't know what they're doing, don't know how to follow direction, rather than being in voice with someone. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that should count, because whether it's easier or harder, the fact still remains that in LFR, mechanics are removed. So how do you instruct someone how to go do that raid? Maybe they want to raid on heroic and you're telling them the fight as it's done on LFR. There's stuff that you don't even know exists because you've only done it on LFR, right? So I definitely think that I'm not saying it needs to be removed, but I think it needs to at least be on normal. At least, at the minimum, be on normal mode. We have the technology. That one's a good one, to be honest. Because that one takes some time. I am finally gonna unlock that this week. And yeah, it's taken a while. I've had my cloak at 15 for quite some time now, but you gotta keep going to get the proper amount of currency to knock it all out, right? So I think that one's a pretty good one. So all in all, they're pretty much all good in my mind. Just the Waking Dream needs a difficulty on it. Just so that you can't do it in LFR. And the last piece of news I have for you guys is for hunters. There is another tame. Like I mentioned last week in WoW Weekly, hunters are getting a lot of good shit for Shadowlands. So the new tame is a horse. His name is Freckles. And at first, when I looked at him, I was like, oh, so what? They get a horse for a pet. And then I read more, and this horse is actually pretty fucking cool. So if you're like me and you're like, a horse, wait a sec, guys, wait. Because this next part is pretty cool. So, right here is the different versions that Freckles can be. And he is found in Norrington Estate in Tiragard. So this is for Shadowlands, though. So you can't go out there right now and go tame him or anything. This is going to be available in Shadowlands, but he will be in BFA over in Norrington Estate. And he spawns every 10 minutes. And he cycles through the variants. I imagine there'd be a lot of hunters with you because you would only tame the variant you want, right? Now, normally I would say that I think the 10-minute respawn is because that's what they typically go for now. They're, a lot of the rares are, 10 to 20 minutes. But I think it's more so the fact that there's different appearances. I think he probably might be a longer respawn, maybe 20 minutes, if he was only one color. But he has 10 colors. So if you do the math there, you could be waiting like a couple of hours before you get the color you want, right? I do think it is a cool aspect, though. I really like that. I think Freckles looks cute. I still really love my my Lucid, which is what he kind of reminds me of. Now, I've always kind of found it really weird being able to tame a pet that resembles a mount. So I'm not totally sure how I feel about the whole horse taming bit. Just the same as Elegon. While it sounds cool, and I'm sure a lot of hunters are psyched to go tame Elegon, I just find it weird to have Elegon beside you instead of you, being on Elegon. Granted, you could be on your Elegon mount while you have your Elegon pet out, but I feel like that would be even weirder. And yeah, so I think it's cool. Me personally, my hunter won't be taming any of those, though. I like uniqueness. And so I try to tame pets that don't look like anything else, like a mount. So I won't be going towards that, which I'm glad, because that horse tame, the fact that it has a bunch of variants, that worries me. And it should worry you too if you're a hunter, because I saw how bad it was for Undasta tame. That one got a little crazy in the beginning. It's calmed down now, but that one definitely was a little crazy in the beginning, which I thought was ridiculous that they actually made a world boss that people kill for a mount be a hunter tame. So I'll take this horse tame over that. Even Elegon, I'm glad Elegon is in a raid. You go inside an instance to go get them. It's these world bosses that I think are, make a toxic community, basically, when you have a hunter taming the mob you want to kill for a mount, right? But getting a little off track here. So with the horses, I feel like it's that plus more, right? Because there's 10 different colors you can go after. And if, you have to kill or tame one of them to reset the timer for every 10 minutes, right? So if it's not the color, you're going to have people killing that. And then maybe you wanted that color, so you just missed out on your color. And we don't know quite yet if it cycles in order, if every color will go through before the colors come back. It might be completely random, or it might go in an order. But even so, if yours was killed, you could be looking at up to 2 hours before you can get it again, because, do the math, right? 10 minutes, 10 colors, you're looking at a bit of wait time. And 10 minutes is just a rough number. It could be anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. So yeah, I feel like some toxicity is gonna be there to start, until the hype dies down a bit, at least. But definitely, that is gonna be a tough one. I think it's cool that they have the colors, but I think it's gonna be really rough on the hunters in the beginning. Okay, guys, so that concludes today's WoW Weekly with Myst. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having fun doing whatever it is you're doing. And hopefully we'll have pre-patch soon. It still seems like it's such a long stretch of nothing, right? Like, I already anticipated that we wouldn't get it till, like, I think it's gonna be October. I think we're getting the pre-patch around Halloween, and I think the Shadowlands launch will be in November. So those are my predictions and have been since, like, BlizzCon, basically. But it's still weird to have nothing, right? The only thing really going on is the leveling perk. And honestly, if the leveling perk wasn't there, or more so, if allied races hadn't come in the picture, because I already had a shitload of alts, right? If allied races weren't there, I probably would be definitely playing some other game right now. Like, I don't know. It's like I say that, but I always have things that I, like, do in WoW, Like, I always say I'm going to take a break, and then I'm like, oh, I should go after this achievement. Oh, maybe I'll do some more progression, Like, I always make reasons to stay in. But honestly, like, I think a lot of people wouldn't really be doing much in WoW without the experience buff. So it's a good thing we have that, because, not to say everyone's leveling out there, but I'm sure a lot of people at some point have probably at least done a bit. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. I will have my next stream on Tuesday, and we're going to do some mount farming. I've got a new edition mount that we're going to throw into the stream. You guys can figure that out in stream. I was thinking of what an extra mount could be to kind of make the stream more decent length, because I've been getting so caught up lately that the mount runs are like 2 hours now, right? So yeah, so we got one more mount I've added for a run into the stream, and that's all I got. So we'll see you on Tuesday, and if you don't attend streams, then I'll see you tomorrow with a new video. Have a good one, guys. Bye.